think metal and you probably think dark and heavy, right? This you're hearing. Well, this you heard right now was a major chord, and even though these bright harmonies are no good friends with metal, they somehow manage to break into our genre and deliver layers of vividness to some of your favorite tracks. Like this one.
I left alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think, to get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Did I believe?
As you just heard, many songs in major keys carry that uplifting positive vibe, which doesn't exactly align with the expectations of metal music. We seek the dark, the harsh, and the heavy. And it's no surprise that 9 out of 10 songs are written in minor keys. Just to be clear, there are two types of keys in tonal music. Major keys, which are bright and positive, sometimes even evoking a majestic or lucid quality. And minor keys, which range from sad and melancholic all the way to depressive and downright brutal. Naturally, minor feels like home for metal, making it the perfect solution for expressing the genre's dark and intense sound. There, that was me screaming in minor. But here's the twist. While only a small fraction of metal songs are written in major keys, it's important to recognize that major does exist in our genre, and it works in ways you might not expect.
Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living exposed.
Hey metalheads, I am Aggro, the one behind the Dark Industry, an MA music theoretician and songwriter, currently in my doctoral studies in music sciences. Today, I'm showing you how our favorite genre found a rare ray of light, and all thanks to major keys. So, let's shed some light on the bright side of metal. When I teach music, I sometimes like to start with the basics, so you probably know what the major scale is. There it is, a simple 8-note structure with a positive, bright character. And here's how the riff you just heard moments ago grasps onto the tones of this scale. Yet, in metal, we often use a version of the major scale, the one without the leading tone. Let's break it down by placing the scale and the degrees under the notes for clarity. So, the 7th degree of the major scale is the leading tone, positioned just half a step below the 1st degree, or the tonic. This leading tone causes some trouble in power chords because it creates a natural tension that craves a complicated resolution in the tonic. Listen. Though this is something you would much rather hear in classical music than in metal, here's the issue. We use the damn power chords, and when you play a power chord on the leading tone, that tension sits directly beneath the tonic. But that's not all. That power chord also forms the tritone above the tonic. And this thing doesn't work well in heavy music. It seeks a full triad resolution in two voices in opposite ways, and things get overly complicated. Bands did try it, but decided to simply let it go and remove the leading tone, making a full step between the 7th degree and the tonic. And the same was done between the 7th and the 6th degree. This way, the modified major scale makes room for power chords to deliver expected impact and aggression without any obscure harmonic issues. Now let's listen to how this modified major scale works in practice. For those of you wondering how it would sound with the leading tone, see, the issue is that the tritone above the tonic adds too much harshness over the positive character of the major and it just kills the mood. By the way, if you're curious about how tritones work, I highly recommend checking out my video on the topic. Tritones are fundamental building blocks in metal music, and the first ever song in heavy metal history started with the tritone. Alright, now that we've broken down the scale and ditched the leading tone, it's time to put those 8 notes of this metal-friendly major scale to work. So let's build power chords on each degree of the scale. I'll keep everything on the screen with the degrees clearly displayed underneath as I play through another song. Check out how effortlessly these power chords flow within the framework of this major scale.
Will we have a chance to do the right thing? Is this the right thing? I don't know. Without thunder, clap or breathing lightning, go subscribe for more.
Besides this Anthrax's album being a blast, you also witness the smooth flow of power chords through the major chords. So, can all this positivity really fit squarely into the metal genre, or is it teetering on the edge of hard rock and something else? I asked my Instagram followers whether metal could be written in major keys, and 79% of them selected a why not option, while the rest chose nah, too happy for metal. I've gotta admit I'm torn on this one myself. The best answer I can give is that all the songs I showcased in this video are definitely not rock songs, but whether they have fully passed through the metal gates, I'm still not sure. Here's something you must know to fully grasp the metal key and the whole theory. If we take a metalized major scale, let's build triads on each note. You see that the chord on the first degree, the tonic, is a major chord. And for the major key to truly come alive, this chord needs to be complete. Now, if you're unsure what this means, you can check out my video on power chords, but in short, a complete triad includes all 3 chord tones: the root, the third, and the fifth. If you're just playing power chords, you're only hitting the root and the fifth, leaving out the major third, the very note that defines the major sound. That's where vocalists step in. Since power chords don't incorporate the third, the singers, in the most case, sing it out, ensuring the major key is fully established through the major chord on the tonic. Take War Pigs from Black Sabbath as an example.
Generals gathered in the masses, just like witches and black masses.
Notice how Ozzy doesn't need to stay on the third. He just touches it twice as far as I remember, which was enough to turn on the major character. And then the major scale, then its major sound lingers on for quite a while. Unless, of course, you're David Draymond, in which case...
She want me!
The dude really attacked that third with everything he's got. But let me show you how it would sound if David didn't use that major third. Here's an A-B comparison so you can hear the difference clearly.
She want me! Yo! She want me! Yo!
Notice how the absence of the third strips away the major character, leaving the harmony sounding more neutral. But if you ask me, this was the most metal example so far. Why? Because the guitar riff uses the Phrygian power chord, which adds that dark, sinister edge we seek in metal. And unlike the previous examples, we didn't have a Phrygian chord until now. And if you're curious about how the Phrygian chord works and why it's such a powerful harmony in metal, check out my video on this topic. So metalheads, today you've learned that major isn't just a cheerful outsider in metal, it's a legitimate force when used right. We broke down the major scale and discovered that metal often incorporates a modified version of it to avoid a confusion in power chord progressions. Then we explored how the major key comes to life not through scales, but through the communications of power chords themselves. You also discovered that in order to fully establish the major sound, we must include the defining major third in the tonic. I'll leave you with a list of 4 more metal songs that are partly written in major keys. So go ahead and give them a listen, draw your own conclusions, and I'd be glad if you come back here and share your thoughts on the topic. Of course, stay tuned to Dark Industry for more content coming your way, and stay heavy.